Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are doing a final check-in for September and following up for the last check-in and everything. I was able to pay off some debts and go to the grocery store and some other things. So let's go ahead and get on into tracking everything. My two credit cards that I was able to pay off were, not pay off, but pay towards. One I was able to pay off are my credit card number 2 on the 28th, and I paid $715.90, and that paid off the credit card. So that is one debt that is paid off. And then because I did so well on not spending as much this month, it seems like I did, but I didn't. But I was able to put an extra $500 towards my business credit card, so that is wonderful. We had one bill, which was the transfer to my emergency fund, my monthly transfer, and that was $100. And then I had a business expense that kind of was unexpected, but I knew it was going to happen eventually. But my external hard drive where I store all of my videos and everything actually filled up. So I had to buy another external hard drive. So business expense, $160. And then I went to the grocery store. I'm flipping through everything that I haven't spent money on, all the categories. So pet food, I needed to get some more cat food for the inside and outside cats. So $46.83. And then while I was there, I needed some essential oils. The brand I like is the Now Foods or something like that, and NOW, and they have the sleep blend, which actually has been helping me sleep at night. So I bought 2 bottles of that, and then a tangerine oil while I was there, and the tangerine oil was only $4.98. Then you add tax and everything, but the sleep blend was $12.98 for both of them. So each of them was $12.98 for the sleep blend. But household expense, I decided to go ahead and get 2 of those because I have been putting in the sleep blend every single night to go to sleep, and it really does help me go to sleep. And then groceries, also on the 29th, I picked up milk and some other essentials just to get through the rest of the month. And that is everything. That's everything. Not everything. I got some income that came in. So, and I did not go anywhere yesterday. I am filming this on the 1st, so I was able to close out everything. So let's go ahead and get into tracking all of this. So I've already input this information back here in the debts, so I'm going to go ahead and mark those because I've already input that information to get the final numbers for the debt stuff. I paid the emergency fund, and then groceries, $20.73. $201.99 minus back. Not bad on total miscellaneous. I am happy with that. Okay, I'm going to go through and add up all of this so that way I spent a total of $78.74 plus making sure my numbers match. It would help if I would subtract and not add. And they do, so yay. This is what allowed me, and some other areas also allowed me to pay a little bit more towards the business credit card. So $32.40. And most of the miscellaneous expenses this month were all medical things that happened. So, like co-pays and prescriptions and stuff like that. So, and all actual, sorry, kick the tripod again. So in actual things with the miscellaneous, I really feel like I was very good on the miscellaneous expenses. It was just medical type stuff that just happened. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer these numbers over here. And then miscellaneous. Okay. Household is a cash envelope, so $33.49. I've already overspent on this category this month by $108, but now I'm adding on some more. Yeah, Jack is upset that I've overspent on household. What? Oh my goodness. What? What? You're not allowed up here. Not while I'm filming. You know that. Okay, total is this, and I don't know why I need a calculator to tell me how much minus 100. So I overspent by $142.08, which really isn't bad in the long range. If you go back and look in household and in miscellaneous, I would have spent hundreds, if not $1,000 over total in both of those categories. So the fact that I've only overspent about $300, less than $300, is really not that bad. Okay. And then we have pet food, which we've already spent over on pet food this month, but I am trying to control this, but I ran out of cat food, so I needed to get food for the cats. So we already spent $366.69. And that is a total of $413.52, which I overspent in that. I meant to put that in red, but oh well. I'll go back and do it now. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over here to business and 160.05. We'll come back and do that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so that is it for the tracking of the last couple days. So let's go ahead and do a roundup of what all happened. Okay, as far as additional income goes, there's quite a bit that happened. So besides the $93.01 that I have over here, I also cashed in some reward points on on the business credit card, and that went to the credit statement of the credit card, or as credit to the credit card, so helping to pay it off. So it was a total of $3.02. And then I am also going to include the vacation sinking fund because I need to pay for, I paid off the credit card with part of the vacation fund. So that I'm pulling $586.38 out of the vacation sinking fund. And then I was quite surprised when I saw this, but I have a couple journals and composition books on Amazon for sale, and I actually sold 3 of them in July, which that I haven't sold any more since then, but I'm getting a grand total of $1.17 in business income. So, you know, that is always good. I'm not going to include that here. So I'm not going to include the $1.17 on this page. I'm going to include it on the business income. And I will come back and do all the numbers later for income. I don't share what I actually get paid in my regular paychecks that I get from my 9 to 5, my day job. But I do share the additional incomes, and that is any credit card statement credits that I get, reward points, anything coming in from my sinking funds, any other miscellaneous type things. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the business income right now. I know I'm flopping around, but if I don't do this now, I'm going to forget it. So I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. So that way when I get there, I'll remember to do it. Okay, one thing that is not showing right here, and it did not come out yesterday, and that is my water bill. And I went into a big long thing last week, story time, about my water bill situation. Basically, my bill was really high in August. I contacted, they've sent a couple people out. Finally, I was able to actually talk to one of the technicians, and there's something wrong with my meter, so he put in a whole new meter. And while I've been disputing this the entire month, they kind of deferred my payment in a way. So it is set up to be paid at some point, but the bill for that was supposed to be paid was $383 and something change, or I can't remember what it is. But while we're disputing this whole thing, it was on deferment, kind of. So I looked today at my bill, and for September, they added an additional $41 to that. So total so far that's on my balance that I need to pay is $418. So I'm kind of like still waiting. That bill is due sometime in October. I forget what time, but it's what date, but I didn't write that down at that point. I was just looking to see if they had actually read the thing. So more than likely, it's still being investigated, but more than likely I'm going to have credits added to my account, but they have to go back and do some research and figure everything out. But for now, I have a new meter. It is reading correctly and not overcharging me for the amount of gallons that I am actually using, because the meter, again, was installed incorrectly. If you're interested in that story, you can go and check out last week's budget check-in towards the end, where I did a story time about what is happening and all the updates on all of that. So, but I do need to correct how much I paid additional to debt. So I'm gonna come over here and do all of my And then I'm going to take out minimum payments. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, we'll just go $12.79.22. I think I may have paid more than that, but I'm not gonna. I've already done this part of it. $12.79.22. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we actually spent. Oop. That was on pencil. And everything in red is overspent from the budgeted amount. Okay, and then we had, oops. Okay, and then in crafts we spent $264. We should have an entertainment this amount, which I did not take any cash out. These technically were like electronic cash envelopes. So I am going to go ahead and take cash out for the ones that have a black number at the end, because that means that I did not overspend in those categories and I have remaining amounts. Okay, 75 minus 141.38. That is not right. My decimal point doesn't seem to want to read on my calculator. And I only spent $35 in restaurants, which is really good. So okay. I don't intend to spend any more on crafts. That was just yeah. So starting next month, $50 will be put into a cash envelope and I will start saving up, so that way when it is time to do a big purchase for crafts, I actually have the money and I don't have to have a negative number. Entertainment, the same way. That's going to go into a envelope and just going to sit there until it's time to spend some money on that. Household, this is just, I bought some extra stuff for the bathroom and things just popped up and I'm not going to explain it. Personal care, again, medicines, and just bought some stuff, other personal items as well. Restaurants, I stayed under budget, so that's a good thing. As far as food went for this month, I ate from my pantry pretty much the entire month and only ate out a couple times. A couple of those times my mom did pay for the meal, so I only towards the end of the month paid for Domino's and then a burger when I was at work one day. So really and truly, I did very well on eating from my pantry this entire month and being able to save money because I only spent $118.74 at the groceries and then only $35.32. So I had a lot of food in my pantry. And my pantry is bare because we're starting a new eating plan for October to kind of help with my health and hopefully lose some weight as well. Okay, moving on into sinking funds. This is what everything looks like. The only thing that had anything come out of it was the vacation fund, and that was the $586. And I still have some $30.68 in my summer bill, so I am debating on if I'm going to transfer that into my checking account this month or not. I just have to see what the bills are going to be like. So, but I didn't add any totals down here, but these are all the totals. Car, all of these things are in the car fund. Subscriptions, all of these things are in the subscriptions. And then house, all of these things are in the house. Because I own my house, I am paying myself what you would call rent or my mortgage. So I have to make sure that I am saving up to pay for the taxes, the insurance. I have a homeowners association and trails around my neighborhood where I have to pay maintenance fees. And then, you know, always save a little bit extra for maintenance. I'd like this to be more every single month, but right now I am basing my taxes off of how much my mom paid on the taxes last year. And here in Texas, you're allowed to homestead one of your houses and get a reduced tax rate. Well, she homesteaded her house where she lives because that is where she lives, and this house was a rental property for her. So this house was not homesteaded, so she was having to pay the full taxes, which is a lot. But I'm hoping that because I own the house, I've gone through the homestead process, and the house is homesteaded in my name, that the taxes will actually be less than what I've been budgeting for next year. So that is why all of this is kind of expensive. It's just I'm basing it off of the numbers that I had from last year, which does not actually account for me owning the house. It accounts for mom owning the house last year. Okay, going into savings trackers. So this is savings and retirement. I block off all of the retirement stuff, but I give total numbers down here. So emergency fund and the money market. So those are both like emergency fund type things. The money market is the emergency fund to the emergency fund. They're both in separate bank accounts, so it's easier for me to get money from one of the accounts than it is from the other account. So that's just the other account. It takes a couple days for things to transfer through. But this is where we are ending. Eventually, I would like to get the money market. We started off the year at $10,000. I am trying to work to have 3 months worth of savings to pay for my regular monthly bills in case I ever lose my job and need to, you know, live off of something. I will have money. My camera cut off on me. So, but I am almost there. I forget how much. I'm trying to see. I haven't been keeping up with all of this stuff very much. Let's see, 3 months is $11,898. So between the two, we're pretty close. I mean, I think we're close at having 3 months worth, but I'd like to have one account, the $9,000, have the $11,000 in it. So I keep chugging away $100 every single month going in there. Eventually, once I get all the debt paid off, I will be able to add more to retirement and into savings and all of that type of stuff. So let's go into debts. I do have 4 debts that I keep track of. I have 3 credit cards, so I split them up, credit card 1, 2, and business credit card. And then I have a loan for the house security equipment. When the security system was put in there, I had to take out a loan to pay for all the equipment that was all the new equipment that was going in. So credit card 1 is paid off. I don't put anything on there. I randomly need to put stuff on there just because we haven't put anything on there in a while. Credit card 2 is another credit card that I've been slowly chugging away trying to pay off, and I have finally paid it off, and I am going to try and not put any money on it. Business credit card, this is the credit card that I use to buy business purchases and stuff like that. The majority of what is on here are things that I used to redo my bedroom earlier this year, and also the purchase of my iMac computer that I have. So I'm slowly chugging away trying to pay that off, and we're doing much better. I mean, look at starting and ending, really not bad. And the loan is a 0% interest loan, so whatever I pay goes off of the principal. So that is my like least worrisome debt that I have. I'm really trying to pay off the business credit card first, because $100, over $100 every single month is going towards interest. So I am trying to get that off and get that gone. But really and truly, when you look at the grand scheme of things, I paid off a lot. And why these numbers are not quite adding up correctly down here, because it's like, oh, if you start this, pay all of this, it should be a lot less than this. Well, I added more money towards some accounts. So like this includes monthly purchases, like the subscription for the music for the YouTube channel and website security, and I also paid for the hard drive this month. So that's what's going on here. It's not including what I also added to the credit card. So that is where we are at right now. Business. I normally don't have an income to report for business, so I am happy to report I finally have some income. And of course, it's not a lot. Definitely not a lot for, I mean, look at this. I paid over $200 and stuff, and I'm only got $23.63. So for September, I am very proud of myself and what I've been able to do when I'm looking at everything, and it's my miscellaneous. I really did not overspend like I have been the past couple months. Household, the same way. I really didn't overspend it as much as I thought I would. And really and truly, I could transfer over household sync stuff from my household sinking fund to cover part of what I overspent on, but I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to save up for my next refresh. So we're trying to work on that. And honestly, electric, it's always going to be high in the summer for me, so it's always going to be over. Pet supplies, I'm trying to kick the camera again. Pet supplies, I am trying to work on that. So it's October 1st, and I already got a thing saying thank you for your auto ship order. And it was under the $300. So again, I might have to look at reassessing that when it comes to the new year, when I work on my next 6 months budget, and say, okay, how much is it really costing me every single month for pet food and pet supplies and stuff like that? And should I be saving a little bit extra for, like, I don't know, like if I need to buy a new cat tree or something like that, should I have a little cash envelope to kind of like cash flow some of that type of stuff as well? As far as the water goes, that is up in the air at the point, and we'll just have to go from there. I am looking forward to just continuing to pay off debt, saving money for my vacation fund, because I also have to do that starting in October. So I am going to go ahead and sign off here. Like I said, very proud of what I've done in September. I am not using this planner anymore for the rest of the month or rest of the year, because September was the last month in this planner. What am I going to do? I discussed this, I think, last week in my budget setup, but I am going to be using my iPad, and I created some PDFs and in Canva that I have shared, and I will share the link down here if you are interested in that. And I will have yet to film this, but by the time this goes up, I will have already filmed the budget October setup. So look forward to that. I will leave links for everything around if you are interested in that, but I'm trying to do at least the next 3 months as digital. I mean, it's PDFs, and I'm going to put it in GoodNotes and work on it that way. And but I'm sharing the templates for what I'm using, and like I said, you can save them as PDFs and upload them to GoodNotes and use it just like I am, or you can print them out and use them as paper. And who knows, I might switch to that in November. I don't know. But that is where we are at right now. I'm trying something new starting in October, and we're going to see if it works for me or not. But I hope that everybody enjoyed this video, and let me know how you did on your September budget. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everybody.